Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're really peeling back the layers on something pretty crucial for businesses wanting to, well, supercharge their sales and cut through all that complexity. We're talking about Oracle CPQ, that's configure price, quote. And this deep dive, it's based on some material that really details how CPQ can, drive sales, boost profits, and help companies actually get back in control. So our mission today, we want to dig into the core insights from the source. We'll look at the often kind of hidden challenges sales teams are wrestling with right now, and then we'll explore how a solution like CPQ aims to tackle those head on. Think of this as your shortcut, really, to understanding a, frankly, vital piece of sales tech. And honestly, some of the numbers we're going to talk about, they might actually surprise you. Like, get this, how little time reps spend actually selling. It's kind of wild. When I first started reading about this modern sales landscape, I kind of pictured this frustrated sales manager. Let's call her Maria. She's looking at her team's numbers. She knows they're working hard, but something's just blocking them, right? And this material, it really shines a light on the specific pain points Maria's team and, well, countless others are really grappling with. What are these core challenges today?
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. And what's insightful here is how these challenges, they're not just little annoyances. They're often symptoms of deeper, more systemic issues. So first off, we're seeing much longer sales cycles.
Okay.
And this isn't just about reps being slow. It's often a direct result of products getting way more complex. Plus, you've got these gaps between different internal systems like CRM and ERP talking different languages. And often, sales reps, even talented ones, they just don't have the right tools to navigate all that complexity efficiently. It's like this hidden tax on every deal they try to close.
The hidden tax. I like
Yeah.
that.
And second, and this is a huge drain on productivity, reps are spending less and less time actually face-to-face or even screen-to-screen with customers.
Right.
Think about it. Highly manual ways of configuring products, endless bottlenecks waiting for approvals, sales data scattered all over the place. It all just eats away at the precious time that could be engaging, listening, and actually advising customers.
So less selling time.
Exactly. Which leads right into the next issue, unmet quotas. Okay.
A primary reason for this seems to be a fundamental lack of real-time pricing and inventory info. I mean, if reps don't have that crucial data right when they need it, it just inevitably leads to, quote, errors, order inaccuracies. Imagine trying to hit a target when your compass is basically broken half the time.
Yeah, that's tough.
And finally, we're seeing eroding margins. This is directly driven by pricing inconsistencies across different channels, maybe a lack of proper discounting controls, sometimes any controls, plus just the sheer complexity of deals going up. Without clear governance, profitability really takes a hit.
That makes total sense. It really paints this picture of a system just full of friction, doesn't it? And here's where it gets really interesting, that statistic you mentioned. Our source highlights this striking number that feels almost unbelievable. Most sales reps only spend about a third of their time actually selling. A third. The other two-thirds just get swallowed up by admin tasks, hunting for information, slogging through manual configurations. It's enormous. It's like this silent productivity killer. Absolutely. It's huge. And that time inefficiency, it isn't just an internal headache, right? It directly impacts the customer experience. Consider this. The source says 86% of customers are willing to pay more for a great experience.
86%?
Yeah. So this really highlights a critical need for sales reps to evolve. They need to shift from just taking orders to becoming genuine consultants. People who can seamlessly suggest the right products, the right solutions, quickly without needing to vanish for hours to, go find info or check with the back office. It's about being present, adding value right then and there.
Okay, so that's the problem space, very clearly laid out. How does CPQ fit in?
Right, so this is exactly where configure price, quote, CPQ comes into play. At its core, CPQ acts as that really vital bridge. It connects your CRM, your customer relationship management system.
Where all the customer interactions live.
Exactly. It connects that to your critical back office systems like your ERP, enterprise resource planning, which handles operations, finance, inventory, that kind of thing.
Got it. The bridge.
Precisely. It centralizes and crucially automates things like customer data, all your complex pricing rules, discounting policies, contract renewals, even tricky business rules. The whole point is making all that critical information available to the sales team in real time, wherever they happen to be.
That sounds incredibly powerful. Like finally giving Maria's team that direct line to everything they need instantly.
Okay.
But what are the concrete benefits, like the tangible results? Are there some numbers that really show this CPQ advantage?
Oh, yeah. The numbers are pretty compelling. The source we looked at highlights a Frankly, staggering 105% average increase in deal size when CPQ is fully utilized.
Wait, 105%? Double the average deal size?
Double. Imagine that impact.
Yeah.
And you also see quotes getting delivered 27% faster. Less time churning out paperwork.
Okay.
And overall, there's a 33% improvement in, quote, productivity. That frees up reps to actually do more selling, right?
Right, focusing on what matters.
Exactly. So what this really means for sellers is that CPQ fundamentally gets rid of those manual time-sucking processes we were just talking about. It empowers reps to deliver accurate, professional-looking quotes in minutes, literally minutes instead of days sometimes.
Minutes versus days, that's huge.
It is. Plus, you add mobile capabilities. They can even build personalized offers right there with the customer in the meeting, closing deals faster and, boosting customer satisfaction at the same time.
Okay, so we've covered how it helps individual sellers bigger deals, faster quotes. But what about the bigger picture? The company's financial health? Its operational integrity. How does CPQ really help businesses, increase profits and maybe regain some critical control?
Great question. When it comes to increasing profits, CPQ tackles several key areas directly. First, it practically eliminates quoting errors. I mean, think about replacing those old, dusty pricing books and error-prone spreadsheets with automated guided workflows. That means you generate accurate orders consistently, which naturally drives higher win rates and directly helps teams hit those crucial sales quotas.
Fewer mistakes, more wins. Makes sense.
Second, it really helps maximize the value of each deal. Because CPQ has this comprehensive view, it can track past orders and intelligently suggest additional relevant purchases. Effective upsell and cross-sell strategies baked right in. So you're not just closing more deals, you're closing bigger deals at potentially higher margins.
The upsell cross-sell engine.
Precisely. And third, it puts ironclad control back into discounting. It implements precise pricing controls that just eliminate errors across all your different price lists, maybe by geography or volume or channel. This is absolutely essential to stop revenue leakage from, unauthorized or just plain wrong discounts.
And that connects back to that sobering stat, right? That only 14% of reps are confident they'll hit quota. It really highlights how CPQ directly tackles that challenge by, cleaning up the whole sales practice and giving reps the tools they need to actually succeed.
Exactly. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, CPQ also helps companies regain crucial operational control. For one, it drastically reduces friction, it gets rid of the complexity that just drains resources, and can even put companies at risk for non-compliance. Ultimately, that allows teams to scale and grow faster without, tripping over their own feet.
Luther scaling.
Yes. It also ensures compliance. It enforces the rules around products, pricing, discounts, making sure everything aligns with corporate policies and importantly, national regulations too.
Right, keeping things above board.
And maybe most importantly, especially when you think about that, eye-watering 35% average turnover rate in sales.
Oof, yeah.
CPQ helps replicate success. It can embed and document the winning behaviors, the successful configurations, the smart discounting from your top performers right into the automated workflows, which makes it significantly easier to onboard new reps and get them productive, fast, and effectively. It's almost like having your best salesperson virtually coaching every new hire.
That's a really powerful idea, embedding success like that. So with all these benefits, it sounds like choosing the right CPQ solution is key. It's not just any CPQ will do, right? What should listeners be looking for? What are the absolute, must-have elements that make a CPQ platform truly robust?
That is a critical question because you're right, they're not all created equal. Based on our source material, there are definitely some key elements to prioritize. For instance, strong self-service, e-commerce, and partner channel capabilities are really vital today.
Meaning it's not just for the internal sales team.
Exactly. It means the system can empower your customers and your channel partners to configure and price things themselves accurately, which takes a huge load off your internal team.
Okay, that makes sense. What else?
Another absolutely crucial element is robust integration capabilities. We're talking CRM, SFA, Salesforce automation, and ERP integration. This isn't just a nice to have, it's really the backbone of the whole thing.
Right.
Without seamless connections to these core systems where you manage customer interactions, sales pipelines, your back office operations, you're basically just creating another information silo. The real power comes from that unified data flow.
Avoiding another silo. Got it.
And maybe one more to highlight, guided selling wizards.
Guided selling wizards. What's that?
It might sound a bit minor, but it's actually huge for productivity and accuracy. Imagine a system that walks a rep or even a customer on a self-service portal step by step through a really complex product configuration. It ensures they pick compatible options, maybe suggests relevant add-ons, prevents them from missing an upsell opportunity. It drastically cuts down on training time and just eliminates errors.
Uh, like guardrails for complex sales.
Kind of, yeah. Smart guardrails. And the source also mentions other important things like web and lead configurations, simple self-administration so you don't need an army of consultants, also rapid global deployment capabilities, support for contracts and subscription pricing, huge for SaaS, customizable contract negotiation, and definitely industry-specific expertise or templates. But those first three, self-service, integration, guided selling, they really stand out as fundamental game changers.
So when you pull all those critical elements together, an effective CPQ solution really seems to boil down to enabling self-service sales where appropriate, accelerating your entire sales velocity, significantly improving those deal margins we talked about, and just simplifying administration across the board. It sounds like it transforms the whole selling experience.
That's a great summary. It really does aim to transform it.
Okay, knowing all that, how should businesses approach this strategically? How do they align a CPQ solution with their specific operational needs? Because like we said, with Maria's manufacturing company versus maybe a software provider, it can't be one size fits all, surely.
No, absolutely not. And what's really insightful here is understanding that CPQ isn't just, plugging in a tool. It's a strategic investment that definitely needs tailoring. So businesses first really have to consider their industry-specific needs deeply. For example, a SaaS company, their priority might be really robust subscription management, handling renewals, co-terming, usage-based pricing perhaps, all within CPQ.
Right.
Whereas a complex manufacturer, maybe like Maria's company, might need advanced product visualization capabilities. Think configuring and maybe even displaying 3D models of highly customizable products in real time for a customer. Very different needs.
Very different. Okay, what else?
Second, they really need to evaluate omnichannel coverage. A truly effective CPQ solution shouldn't just live in its own little world. It really needs to support extensibility, usually via APIs, to connect seamlessly with e-commerce sites, partner portals, maybe even marketplaces. The goal is common product catalogs and consistent pricing rules across every single channel where customers might interact with you. Consistency is absolutely king for customer experience.
Consistency across all touchpoints. Makes sense.
And finally, planning the integration strategy is just paramount. You can't skip this. This involves a really thorough assessment of your current IT infrastructure and making sure you have a solid plan for seamless integration with all the relevant systems. That's your CRM, your ERP, any e-commerce platforms, perhaps other revenue lifecycle management systems you already have in place. It's really about creating a kind of unified nervous system for your entire sales process, not just, bolting on another application.
A unified nervous system. I like that metaphor. So what does all this really mean for you, our listener? Well, essentially, Oracle CPQ, as presented in our source, is positioned as an end-to-end solution. It's designed to empower your teams for, peak sales performance. It's engineered to streamline that entire quote-to-cash process, helping you generate accurate orders in minutes, like we heard, drastically reducing sales cycles, dramatically increasing the actual time your reps spend selling, and ultimately achieving higher margins. And this holds true whether your sales happen through your direct teams, through channel partners, or even directly via e-commerce storefronts. It's all about creating that streamlined, efficient, and more profitable selling process that really helps you stand out. And as we wrap up this deep dive, here's maybe a final thought for you to mull over. If understanding these core principles behind CPQ, things like centralizing complex information, automating rules, guiding users through intricate processes, if that can so profoundly transform sales performance and compliance, how might these very same principles apply to other areas of your business, totally beyond sales? Where else might complexity and manual processes be silently hindering your efficiency, your control, maybe even your ability to innovate? It's a pretty powerful idea, I think, that kind of transcends just one department. Something to think about.